basketball this season. That includes the Buckeyes. So I came in with fresh eyes. And watching that game, number one, I knew who Bruce Thornton was. I knew how good he was. I know he's the leading scorer in Ohio State men's basketball history now. But the slow start had me nervous because I was like, man, they're not going to win this game without him. Christoph Tilley, really impressed with him, dude, and Amari Bynum. Amari Bynum.
Mm-hmm.
And they were talking about the broadcast, just that true freshman. Dude, the way he played in that game yesterday, I was really impressed with him. And I think, like anything, they started a little slow. I don't know much of it. And I know Iowa beat Ohio State by like 17 the last time they played.
They shouldn't have, but the game was weird. The Buckeyes was off to a 15-4 start and then went on not to score for 12 minutes of that game.
And that's
so,
like
whatever.
The Ohio State's a better team. And I know Tilley wasn't in that game the last time they played, but when you watched that game yesterday, Ohio State just seemed like the much better team on the floor, and it got close late, and there was some turnovers and some back and forth. That is conference tournament basketball, where you kind of start squeezing a little bit. They let that
number 7 Fulgaris came in and hit 2 big threes, and I'm just like, oh man.
By the way, Matt, you mentioned Tilley not playing in that first matchup.
Yeah,
Tilley catches a lot of shade on this show, and I know Diebler said something about Tilley being the difference before the game. Adam Jardy, who we're going to talk to at 8:30, he said, Tilley can make a difference in the second Iowa matchup. And I'm going to be honest with you. When I first heard them say that, I was like, that's cap. This dude ain't going to make no difference. He made a huge difference yesterday.
You didn't win that game without him yesterday.
You're right.
And the thing is, you still got to lean on your star players. Like, that game was going to go through Bruce Thornton, and it did. But you just got some defensive stuff. Royal got a couple defensive stops when you needed it, and then Mobley hitting some big shots, some big free throws. But it starts with Thornton. But, guys, would you not say that Tilley was probably the second most impactful Buckeye yesterday in a conference tournament game win?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, he was, for a large part of that game, he had only missed one shot. He was 5 for 5 for the majority. I mean, he finished 5 of 6, but like, he made a huge difference. I thought that now he did have some mistakes.
He did.
Had some mistakes towards the end of that game.
Especially late,
late in that game.
Yeah. I mean, yesterday was encouraging to me because I feel like there was different runs in the game that each player kind of carried the team. Like, it was Tilley at points. It was Bynum at points. It was Bruce Stern at points. Mobley had a terrible first half, and then he came back and I believe scored 12 in the second half. Mm-hmm. So that's the type of thing that you want to see from him is, like, even though he started off cold, because he's like that microwave player. Like, he could heat up at any moment.
Yeah, once he get going, it's on.
But he's still kind of streaky at the same time.
Yeah.
Well, the outside shooting just wasn't there either. I mean, they scored 6 points in like 10 minutes or whatever it was, but they hadn't hit a 3, it seemed like, in the whole first half. And then in the second half, I mean, they were splashing some shots, and I go, okay, now we're starting to feel the flow a little bit. Now you're starting to go. And that's conference tournament basketball. That's tournament basketball, I should say. The runs, the big games, you're going to have that with the players needing to step up. And they were talking about that with Tilley against Iowa, where they just couldn't combat his height, right? They just couldn't do that. You're not going to have that problem today, or you're not going to have that advantage, I should say.
Not at all.
Today against Michigan, because Tilley was just the bigger force down there. That's not going to be the case coming up in a couple hours when you take on Michigan.
Yeah, I think that rebounding is going to be important. The last time that they played them, I think they had 2 people with over 10 boards on their team. So I don't even know. We had 20 as a team in that game. And again, there's a lot of second chance points happened in that game. They got ran off the floor in that game. So it's going to be very interesting to see how these guys going to be. Rebounding is going to be at an all-time high for this team. And you're going to need some people. You need Junie to go on one of those streaky moments from the three-point line, and things like that, to give yourself a chance here, because it's a tall order. That Wolverines team is legit. And if you want to knock them off, you're going to have to fundamentally play sound.
I see what you did there. Tall order. I see what you did.
I got it.
I got you. I picked it up. Let's hear from Jake Diebler, Ohio State head coach, on combating some of that Michigan size today.
We got to be able to combat their size with some size. I think that's part of it. And, we didn't execute our rebounding coverages or rebounding technique well enough. And, their size has been a real asset for them this year. They've used it on both sides of the ball really well. And we got to execute our job at a better level next time.
So Jake Diebler talking about Michigan and kind of their height for today. And I think he mentioned it about the technique, and you got to just be that kind of scrappy team. Guys, I think it helps that almost everybody now feels Ohio State has made the tournament. And listen, there's a different time. I know we all saw the memory of Evan Turner's shot yesterday, and it was the anniversary, and you feel good about playing Michigan again today and all that. But beyond that, yeah, it's a different time of Ohio State basketball. I'm not here to recap the last decade. We all know what it's been. We all know where it's been. But we all know where Ohio State can be or where they used to be. And I think at this point, Tyvis, like, yeah, I'm taking this as a victory that we're back in the NCAA tournament. We'll see what happens and how it plays out. But I just wonder about this game today that the Buckeyes can play loose. They're in. They're in the tournament. And everybody feels like one way or another that they're going to get that at large so they can play free. It's not a winner go home to the tournament type thing like it's been in years past where, man, you better get to the semis, you better make it to the finals of the conference tournament because you're not making it any other way. I just want them to go out and beat Michigan today. Are they going to? I don't know. We just put the poll up at 97.1 The Fan on Twitter of what people think the outcome of today is going to be. I'm going to pick the Buckeyes to win a close one, get it done, pull the upset off, but it's going to be a tall task.
The crazy thing is this team, this Ohio State team, has played against good competition so well. I mean, the Wolverines, the first time they played them, they lost by 8. The second time, obviously, they got blown down in that game. But I just feel like you've seen this team so many times. To see them a third time, like you kind of you know who they are. You know what
I think that helps the underdog, doesn't it?
Exactly.
Yeah,
so
I think it helps the Buckeyes.
I think obviously hitting the three ball is the almighty equalizer in these games, and you're going to need that performance. But I really do think that this game comes down to the fundamentals, and I really do think that this game is closer than people think. I think that. With 2 minutes left in this game, there is a legit chance Ohio State can win that game, and they have to make the right decisions and play fundamentally sound with those final 2 minutes.
Right, and the thing is, you're talking about an Ohio State team that's going to have to, like you said, Tyvis, kind of create some magic, do some things on their own end. But if they got the guys, they got some guys. You get John Mobley hitting some shots here. We know how good Thornton is. And the thing is, Iowa did everything they could to stop Bruce yesterday, and he still finished with 24 points and was key down the stretch for Ohio State. He's that good of a player. Apparently not good enough for first team all Big Ten, but that's another conversation for another day.
That's a snub, Matt.
Yeah, I don't know much of anything. I know this. I watched that guy play yesterday, and I go, that guy was the best player on the floor. Best player on the floor. And I understand that Iowa's not the best team in the conference because Michigan is. But that guy's first team all Big Ten. Come on now. What are we doing? But all that aside, it's Ohio State. It's Michigan. Coverage starts at 11 a.m. this morning here on 97.1 The Fan. Obviously, we'll talk more about it as the morning goes on. Adam Jardy going to join us in about an hour. But we'll have the game coming up at 11 o'clock right here on The Fan. Speaking of coming up, we got Blue Jackets tickets to give away. So be tuned in for that. We'll get to that soon. And Ty Simpson, doing a little bidding for himself, if you will, yesterday when he spoke about Todd Monken, the Browns head coach. Could Ty Simpson, please no, find his way to Cleveland? We'll talk about it coming up right here on T-Bone and Tyvis.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
No new incidents to report at this time or even slowdowns. We are seeing some slight traffic for our friends in New Albany, not on 161, but particularly on 62, just passing Smiths Mill Road in that 161 intersection, to just keep that in mind out there. And for our friends in Madison County, good morning to you. If you are stepping out the door right now, 40 eastbound, looking at 20 minutes, it will take you between 42 to 270. That's pretty average this time around. Definitely, though, take 70 eastbound to get downtown between 42 to 270. That will take you 12 minutes. I'm 10 TV's Brianna Albizu with your fan traffic.
Protect your home or business with Ramos Roofing. Trusted roofing, siding, and gutter solutions with free estimates and flexible financing. Call 614-761-7663 or visit RamosRoofingOhio.com today. Ramos Roofing. Reliable, local, built right.
The
The Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino Columbus is the place to be for all the basketball action. Watch every game at once on 2 video walls spanning 50 feet, plus over 30 TVs. Come show off your jump shot in our King of the Court drawings and take home memorabilia from a Cleveland basketball legend. We've also got unbeatable game day food and drinks all season long. Guarantee your spot. Reserve a table with up to $300 in dining credits at HollywoodColumbus.com. Must be 21. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-589-9966.
Breathe. You got this. You got it.
In the moments that truly matter, what do? Rise to the occasion. Ohio Health. It's time.
Columbus, it's time to gear up. The Open Season Sportsman's Expo presented by Progressive in Can-Am returns March 20th through 22nd at the Ohio Expo Center. Bring the family to see Twiggy the water skiing squirrel. Shop hundreds of exhibitors and get hands-on with the latest hunting gear, equipment, outfitters, and land management. Learn from expert seminar speakers and bring your buck for the Trophy Deer contest with more ways to win big. Fueled by Toyota, the official truck, and Tacticam, the official cell camera of the Open Season Sportsman's Expo. Get discounted tickets now at OpenSeasonSportsman'sExpo.com.
Nobody celebrates St. Patty's Day quite like Skyline. Come enjoy your favorite 3, 4, or 5-way made with green noodles. It's a tasty tradition that happens once a year, and March 17th is the day. Come and get your green ways at participating Skyline locations.
Hi, Dave. Your people were at my house yesterday. Are you happy they came? I never realized how much that junk was bothering me until it was gone. We love to give people that clean, happy feeling, Dave. Thanks for calling. I feel great. Can I say one more thing? Sure. When your wonderful people were about to drive away, I looked at my wife and said, that was love with its sleeves rolled up. Did your wife agree? Absolutely. Dave, you made my day.
We make junk disappear.
All you have to do is point.
Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK
or visit 1-800-GOTJUNK.com.
The madness is on and the deals are going full court at Germain Toyota of Columbus. Drive home the powerhouse 2026 Tundra at 2.99% APR for up to 72 months and $1,000 Toyota financial cash. That's a slam dunk offer. Or you can drive home in the always reliable 2026 Camry LE for just $269 a month for 36 months, 10,000 miles a year, and $36.99 due at signing. Don't sit on the sidelines. Hustle into Germain Toyota of Columbus on the corner of I-70 and Bryce Road or online at germaintoyota.net.
Bo Bishop here. Picture this. Windows down, the beautiful countryside rolling by, the kids laughing in the back, and nowhere you have to be but wherever the road takes you. That's RV life. Find yours at RCD RV. 3 locations in Central Ohio or online anytime at rcdrv.com.
Common Man and Bob Capace here for Worthington Jewelers. Bobby, it's bridal sale time.
Our annual spring bridal sale is March 10th through the 21st. Buy one and get one 50% off on all bridal jewelry.
And don't miss the weekend trunk shows featuring the latest styles from the top designers. And Bobby, if custom is the choice, you're the man for that.
Absolutely. Let us make the ring of your dreams.
Check out our custom ring builder at worthingtonjewelers.com, where Columbus gets engaged.
Want big flavor and even bigger value? The new $9.99 value meal has arrived at Hothead Burritos. Get your choice of a customized, loaded little burrito or bowl with fresh chips and salsa plus a drink, all for just $9.99 today. Hothead Burritos. Get up and get you some.
Last year, Eric Reeser and T-Bone staged the first annual Fan 5K. People had a good time and no one died. So we decided to do it all again. It all goes down Saturday, June 20th in Otterbein.
Presented by the Ohio State University Wexner Medical Center.
Will Reeser's muscular calves explode? Will T-Bone's beard choke him while running? More importantly, will Tyvis, Common Man, and Timmy make total fools of themselves? Maybe. Magic 8 Ball says signs point to yes. Register today at 971therace.com. All your favorite fan shows are available when you want them.
Head to 971thefan.com and hit that subscribe button.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. When Tyvis looks at Bone, he sees the future. Bald, fat, white. You're listening to T-Bone and Tyvis.
Well, your future might include some Blue Jackets tickets. You want to go next Tuesday? They're taking on the Carolina Hurricanes. You want to win? Call right now. 614-821-9710. Dylan, let's say caller 4. Caller 4 because I have a number 4 jersey for Lyle Odeline, who was the first ever captain in Blue Jackets history. That is not the only jersey I hope to have. I got to get a Zach Werenski one. But caller 4 614-821-9710 is going to win us some tickets to go see the Jackets next Tuesday, March 17th. He's Tyvis Powell. I'm Matt Fontaine in for T-Bone. Tyvis' last Jackets game. How was that? Somebody came up and gave me a thumbs up for my Lilo Line jersey. It may feel really good. That's kind of a off-the-beaten-path jersey. Not too many people have those ones, and I'm proud to say I have one. So we'll take caller 4 for those tickets coming up. So the draft right around the corner, and pro days are on. We were at the Combine. And now begins the media, I don't want to say blitz, but like you're going to see some of these players out there doing interviews. They're going to be on NFL Network at their pro day. And I think this draft is I don't want to say different, Tyvis, because we've had a couple of these over the last couple of years that aren't quarterback driven. You had the year where it's Jaden Daniels and Caleb Williams, Drake May, and all that kind of stuff, and Bo Nix, and you got 5 guys going in the first round and all that. But then you got some years like, the year Kenny Pickett goes in the first round. And this one, I think, is shaping up more like that one. You're going to have Fernando Mendoza go 1 to the Raiders, no question on that. But then you're going to have this giant question of who's the next one, right? And I think everybody is in kind of lockstep that it's going to be Ty Simpson, but you just don't know where he's going to go. And some team might fall in love with him because he's a quarterback. He's going to go in the first round just because he's a quarterback. Well, he joins Kay Adams, Up and Adams, and I think it's part of the FanDuel Network. Sorry, her show, Up and Adams. And he's on her show discussing his love for Todd Monken, who's the head coach of who? The Cleveland Browns. Here's Ty Simpson.
Well, first off, right, he recruited me at Georgia. So, had a great relationship with him. And then, him coaching at Southern Miss, him and my dad got to, know each other pretty well. So I've known him for a long time. And then, when I got to meet with them at the Combine and, got to meet with him on a 30 visit, it was, just something, there's a, personality about him that, he kind of has that chip on his shoulder to where, he wants to, take the league by storm with his offense. And, he's very genuine and, cares about his players and cares about his coaches. And, the proof is in the pudding when it comes to, offense, right? Like he saw what he did, at Georgia, saw what he did with Lamar, like, it just kind of, I think it's a quarterback friendly system and a guy who is willing to, change and adapt.
That was Ty Simpson on the Up and Adams podcast, of course, with Kay Adams, part of the FanDuel TV side of things as well. Ty, man, I know what he's doing, man. I get it.
Everybody know what he's doing. Everybody
knows. No, absolutely not. Hell no. No. And I am sorry to Ty Simpson. I am sorry to his family. I'm sure he's a fine young man, and I wish him all the success in the world to whatever team drafts him in the NFL. It just damn well better not be the Cleveland Browns. Absolutely not. I can't do it, man. I just can't. And the biggest 2 things. He couldn't stop turning the football over. Couldn't hold on to the damn thing for half the season. And then the stat. I saw this a couple of months ago from Dane Brugler, and I respect Dane very much as one of the, in my opinion, premier draft analysts. And he said, here is the list of college quarterbacks taken in the first round with less than 15 college starts. 15 college starts or less taken in the first round. Anthony Richardson, Mitchell Trubisky, and the late Dwayne Haskins. I need more, man. I can't do that. I can't. Now, I was all about Dante Moore. People go, it's the same thing. He only started 1 year at Oregon. He only got a couple of starts at UCLA before, or Cal, or whatever he was at, before he went up to Oregon. Sure, fine. There's just, I don't know. There's people that look at Ty Simpson on tape, and they go, ooh, look, he can do this, and he can make this throw and that. I can't do it. I just can't talk myself into Ty Simpson. And sure as hell not in the first round. If he's there in the fourth round, sure, fine.
Well, I think
all bets are off. Go. He's not lasting that.
Yeah, I think he goes in the first round. I'm rolling with Shedeur in Cleveland.
Sure.
I think that's just the best way to operate things because I know people are on the fence with him. I think that there was things that he did. I know
you were part of some spicy conversations this week.
Oh yeah. I'm still going through that right now. now, which I still don't understand. That's a whole nother story for a whole nother day, which I don't understand because I'm pro Shedeur, but whatever. Anyways, no, I think the team is showing you that they want to get the offensive line together, and I think they're going to use the draft to get one of those skilled players. I think that's just the best course of action. I think you have to give 26 to Shedeur because I think he's shown enough to keep you interested to see what would happen if things around him was better. I think you give him 26, to figure that out, to get that answer. And worst case scenario, if he's not the answer, you put yourself in position to get one of these quarterbacks, Dante Moore, Arch Manning, or whoever coming out next year, So I think for this situation, I'm a punt on Ty Simpson. Although I do believe Ty Simpson has the better NFL career than Fernando Mendoza when it's all said and done. I do believe that happens just because of where you go matters. And I just think the Raiders, it's just not been good for so long that I don't think Fernando's going to be the guy to turn around. I hope I'm wrong. I hope he does. Yeah. But if I'm playing the odds, there's not, when's the last good Raider quarterback? I mean, if you want to say Derek Carr, I'll hear you on that, but I don't think he was great. So,
no, I agree.
So with that being said, I don't think Fernando Mendoza going to that situation is going to be good. I think Ty Simpson is going to probably go somewhere where he's going to have to sit an entire year. That puts him with like a Rams or something like that. He sits behind a Matthew Stafford. Then he learns from Sean McVay. Of course, he should go on and have a better career. I think Ty Simpson gets a raw deal because he had no run game. It was literally they won or lost on his arm, on his shoulder. I think if he goes to an NFL team that has a good run game, I think he's shown you that he can go through progressions. He's got the arm to make the throws and all of those things. He's made a bunch of NFL plays last year in college. So I do think that if he sits a year, learns from somebody and then take over next year, I think he actually could end up having a better career than Mendoza.
Yeah, and it's interesting because a lot of people, like later in the draft, because the Rams traded their pick too, because I thought, man, they need a heir apparent there to Matt Stafford, but they traded that pick. I think it was the McDuffie trade.
Yeah, but I think they got two. They had two picks.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. So like you want to find that right spot, and you think about teams like, when they drafted Jordan Love and they go, we got to do something behind Aaron Rodgers here. That would be the ultimate situation for Ty Simpson. And as much as I was adamant about saying I don't want him here in Cleveland, Tyvis, there are a lot of people that say this kid can play. This guy's got the skills. Obviously, for him, he's not just being made up as the second best quarterback because there's plenty of other quarterbacks that are coming out. He is legitimately, no questions about it, the second one. The better career, it does very much matter about where they go and who's got the skills around them to help them out. But, for the Browns, I just think it is. This is Shedeur's year. Let him start the whole way, whether he's watching film or not. I don't know. I don't want barbs thrown at me about that. Whatever's going on, I think give him the year. If things go bad with Shedeur, you let Watson finish out the year. You go to quarterback next year. It's kind of where I stand with the Cleveland Browns. Back to the college game we go. Spring practice going on. Julian Sayin, who I think also has a chance to be a top quarterback in the draft for next year's draft. He's going to add a little different element to things for the Buckeyes offense. We'll hear from him coming up right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Traffic picking up slightly right now, especially some winds over on the west side. A live look at that 70 road over by Taylor Blair Road. We do see the camera shaking a little bit out there. No incidents, though, to report still this morning. Looking great on this Friday. No crashes or slowdowns, but want to make sure you know the safety rules when it comes to driving in these high winds. Hands on the wheel and go slow. Of course, watching for those blowing objects. They could be coming in from anywhere. And lastly, keeping that safe distance between yourself and other cars. I'm 10 TV's Brina Albizu with your fan traffic.
Mortgage rates have dropped, and the best news is they're expected to go down even more. Hi, I'm Mark Stefanski, Chairman and CEO of Third Federal. If you've been thinking about buying a new home, now is the time. And with Third Federal's Buy Now, Refi Later program, you don't have to wait for rates to drop again. You get the guaranteed lowest rate now, and if rates drop later, even after you close, you can refinance to a lower rate for free. That's right, for free. And now with Third Federal's early rate lock, you can lock in the guaranteed lowest rate even before you find a house. So you'll always have the best rate. So don't wait. Call Third Federal today and lock in the guaranteed lowest rate.
Right now at Third Federal, lock in 5.89%, APR 5.92% on a 30-year fixed rate purchase mortgage and refinance later if rates go down for free. Visit thirdfederal.com or call 1-800-3rd-FED today. APR reflects 15% down for $350,000 loan amount. Rate requires automatic payment program and is subject to change. Restrictions apply. See conditions for buy now, refi later. Lowest rate guarantee and early rate lock at thirdfederal.com. Equal housing lender.
What's bigger than a three-pointer in a clutch play? Saving thousands on a new Lindsay Honda now.
Slam dunk a deal with 0% financing for 72 months on 2025 Honda Pilot and Ridgeline. If you're serious about saving big, now's the time. Want better MPG? Drive a new 2026 Civic Sport, just $199 a month. March is on during the Honda Spring Event. Time to score big.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference.
Visit lindsayhonda.com for details.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. If you've ever had somebody do work at your house, it's annoying as crap, at least to me, when someone shows up to your house that you never met, you've never worked with, and you didn't hire to do the job. Subcontractors, I understand why they exist, but for me, I want to work with a company that's going to bring people who know what they're doing, who are trained by the company to put their product in. On time, on budget, no surprises at the end. That's what Baths R Us does every single time. These folks started in Ohio and grew by word of mouth because they do it right the first time. And the big difference with them, they have local crews. They never sub out the work. The people who show up to your door, they're trained by Baths R Us. They're actually employees of the company, not some random crew they hired last week. Whether you need a safer bathroom to stay independent or you just want a space that you're proud of, they build it to last. That's Baths R Us. Call them today and see what it's like to work with people who actually keep their promises. Kind of a rare thing these days. Call them today, 380-225-BATH. That's 380-225-BATH. Baths R Us, bathrooms you can trust. Call now.
Why choose between getting things done and doing things with the ones you love? With Kroger same-day pickup and delivery, it's easy to shop the same great prices and quality you'd find in store. We'll bring your groceries right to you, so you can spend time on what matters most. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Save $20 on your first Kroger pickup or delivery order of $75 or more. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
With Aetna, I always get a quick answer, and I don't have to search on the internet. They go above and beyond to help me with whatever I need.
Those words from a real Aetna Medicare Advantage member speak to why U.S. News & World Report named us a best Medicare Advantage company. Because we show up on calls with members and doctor's offices when requested. We show up with access to convenient care options. We show up for you. Because that's how healthier happens together. Member feedback has been edited for length and clarity.
You got this. Breathe. Breathe. You got this. You got this.
In the moments that truly matter, what do? Rise to the occasion. Ohio Health. It's time.
The sports book at Hollywood Casino Columbus is the place to be for all the basketball action. Watch every game at once on 2 video walls spanning 50 feet, plus over 30 TVs. Come show off your jump shot in our King of the Court drawings and take home memorabilia from a Cleveland basketball legend. We've also got unbeatable game day food and drinks all season long. Guarantee your spot. Reserve a table with up to $300 in dining credits at HollywoodColumbus.com. Must be 21. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-589-9966.
Common Man here for Jermaine. Everybody's talking about affordability when buying a car these days, but the truth is, GoJermaine.com has a great selection of affordable inventory. Maybe that tax return's going to hit your mailbox pretty soon. Well, go see my friends because they have 300 new cars under 30 grand, over 300 used cars under 20 grand, and it's only at GoJermaine.com. And along with their $1,000 price promise, no one's going to sell you a car for less. Get started at GoJermaine.com.
Broadcasting live from the McDaniel GM Superstore Studios, driving excellence since 1916. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive. WBNS HD1 Columbus.
Good morning. I'm Dylan Gonzalez. Yesterday, the Ohio State Buckeyes beat Iowa 72-69 to advance to the quarterfinal of the Big Ten Tournament. The Buckeyes will play the team up north today. Coverage starts at 11 o'clock here on The Fan, with tip-off at noon from Chicago. The Columbus Blue Jackets were down in Florida playing the Panthers last night. The game went to overtime, but the Jackets would ultimately lose 2-1 in the extra period. The CBJ have the day off today before playing in Philly tomorrow. And the Miami Redhawks are undefeated no more after losing to UMass in the quarterfinal of the MAC tournament, 87-83. Despite their 31-1 record, Miami is on the bubble and will await their NCAA tournament fate on Selection Sunday. This update is sponsored by Uber Eats. Uber Eats has a great deal waiting for you at Scramblers. From now through March 31st, get a buy one, get one free deal on the Manhandler skillet on the app. Terms apply. Breaking sports news on The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
If it's 4:30 in the morning and you see a ginger version of Dom DeLuise speeding down 33, don't panic. It's just T-Bone.
We are driving. We are driving. We like driving. We like driving.
You're listening to T-Bone and Tyvis.
We are eating. We are eating.
Buckeyes back to work for spring practice, including some changes, and one of them for their quarterback on how he plans to change things up coming up for this season. He's Tyvis Powell, Dylan Gonzalez, Matt Fontana waiting for T-Bone this morning here at T-Bone and Tyvis. But hey, don't forget, coming up Selection Sunday, right around the corner. Download the free 10 TV Plus app now and tune in 5:45 p.m. as Adam King, Nicole Sheeran, and guests will be breaking down the bracket as each region gets revealed coming up this weekend. Chasing the Championship, presented by Logan Services, proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. So we heard a little earlier from Julian Sain and Kenyatta Jackson, but Tyvis, I want to bring this back from Sain because I saw this a lot yesterday as he was speaking in the media, where he spoke about an element that he wants to bring back to Ohio State this season, and that's him using his legs a little bit more. Let's hear from Julian Sain.
Yeah, I think I'm very comfortable with just having that clock in my head, knowing when to this ball needs to get out or nothing's there, you got to take off. So I think I'm still improving that, but I think I'm very comfortable in that aspect of having that internal clock in my head, knowing when the pocket's breaking down.
So that was Julian Sain talking about using his legs a little bit more. And I think, Tyvis, he's probably talking about getting out of the pocket when nobody's open, pressure is kind of there, versus what you were talking earlier. It doesn't necessarily have to be the designed runs, right, where it's off tackle, it's even RPOs. But last season, what he rushed for, I think he finished with negative rushing yards just because of with the sacks and things like that. Mm-hmm. He officially had 42 carries. But even just on some of them, I know he can move. I use the word wiggle. I know he's got a little wiggle to him. Like, he can get out and make plays. So I don't want to put him in danger, but I'm not against running some design runs for him a little bit this season coming up. I don't know.
I think that is necessary. If you listen to Ryan Day talk, that's all he talks about is that Julian has to be more mobile. You don't want him to have the C.J. Stroud career where it takes him the last game to get it done. And the way that these defenses are now, it's going to be open. People fear Jeremiah Smith. You need to take advantage of a whole offense being able to, if there's going to be 4 eyes on a Jeremiah Smith and let a Brandon Ennis or a Chris Henry Jr. or any of those guys actually be the guys that we think that they can be, that means that coverage in all eyes is going to be predicated on trying to stop those guys, which means it's going to free up a lot of those running lanes for Julian, and I think that for him, it's about staying ahead of the sticks, making sure that he makes his second and manageable, third and manageable, things like that, because it makes the play calling easier. And I think for him, this man had a Heisman-like season. We know you can throw the ball. Teams know you can throw the ball. Teams know you want to throw the ball. So, therefore, let's put some more stress. How can we elevate this game? How can we make you more dangerous? Well, give you that running ability. You actually have the ability to take off and pick things up with your legs. That, as a defender, is back-breaking, especially on, like, a 3rd and 8. Like, you take off on a 3rd and 8 and get it. It's just like, as a defensive player, I'm telling you, I'll be out there like, my goodness, we got a whole fresh set of downs. It's very frustrating. So, and he's one of those guys that can do those things.
And especially when Ohio State, I assume, is going to be a lot of spread. I mean, all the college game is a spread, but you have 3 legit receivers that you got to worry about. I know Chris Henry's a freshman and all that, and we'll get it figured out, but still, like, you got 3 guys you're going to spread out that you got to be worried about. Certainly with the emergence of Bo Jackson a season ago, but you're exactly right, dude. I picture it of him dropping back on 3rd and 8, and they have 8 guys in coverage or 7 guys in coverage, and saying just right up the middle, picks up the first down. That's going to be a big part of what I think the Buckeyes want to do. Speaking of the offseason, though, and I want to hear from Kenyatta Jackson on this too in a second, but they talked a lot about just their body makeup and what they want to be. And Tyvis, you can probably speak on this too, of the changes that you go through at Ohio State, certainly from a freshman all the way up. For a redshirt junior like Julian saying, or actually not even a redshirt, but like still going into his 3rd year now playing college football, there's going to be some of those changes. Let's hear from Julian Sayin talking about his offseason.
Yeah, just getting bigger, stronger, and faster with Coach Mick. He's obviously, the backbone of our program and someone that, brings the best out of you every day. So I've been working with him just to get bigger, stronger, faster, but also he's been pushing me to be a leader.
Now let's go right into Kenyatta Jackson, who also talked about some of his goals this offseason from a physical standpoint.
Number one, I've been focusing on my body. Probably gained like 8.5, pounds of lean mass, drop a couple of, percentage of fat. I've been focusing on my body pretty much, just trying to get stronger, more explosive. And, number 2 is just, pass rush. I'm taking that, that next step in my development with my pass rush. Probably they put me in situations where I can win, and that's what I'm just taking advantage of.
So that's Kenyatta Jackson, and then before that, Julian Sayin talking about just kind of their body makeup, and a lot of that goes back to Coach Mick. You heard him say, Mickey Marotti, like, just so important to that program.
The body by Marotti is a real thing. Every now and again, I always go back home because I got it on my phone, look at how I used to look, and be like, man, I'd kill for that today.
Wouldn't we all, man?
Yeah. But I'm not going back over there to mess with him to do it again. It's a lot. But no, he definitely gets you right. You're definitely going to be bigger, stronger, and faster, messing with Coach Mick and things like that. And I remember just my body fat being down to I was like 3% or something like that. Yeah, it was ridiculous.
It's a bodybuilding show over there.
I know. But, Josh Perry's is actually like the most impressive. Josh looked like me and Josh was probably similar in size, but he played linebacker and I played corner at the time. By the time we got to the season, Josh looked like the Hulk compared to me at that point in time. So it is real. He probably, like with Julian, like that's a speed workout thing. That's something that, they'll emphasize more in the summer. Like obviously he'll go through the spring and he'll try to train on it, but speed training really takes place in the summertime. That's when you're pulling sleds and things like that. And, they break down the speed groups and that is very competitive because if you lose in the speed group, like if you come in last place, they like demote you to the second speed group and stuff like that. So it's a constant changing to see who's the fastest. That was always fun. So you'll have those type of competitions. But I think if he really wants to improve his speed, that's something that happens in the spring, in the summertime.
It's funny you say that. Like, we all go back to high school if you played sports or like, if you did play in college, and the same thing with me. You didn't want to lose to that guy. Whatever drill that was, and even if you knew that guy was faster than you just didn't want to lose it. It's just that competition that was so much fun. And I think for Sayin to put on some of that weight too, he's not an overly massive guy. What's he, 6 foot, 6'1"? And he's gonna take hits because they all do. It's football. That's how that goes. And thankfully, he made it through the season healthy, but I just think that's a huge part of that too, Tyvis. To keep that speed, he's not, again, necessarily a running quarterback, the mechanic work and all that, but just putting that on to help himself through the year, to get through the season even better, it's going to be massive. And there's expectations on this Ohio State team, as we know that they're every year. They lost a lot, as they always do, but, man, they're bringing back the right guys. They got the right guys at the right position. I'm super excited for the season, and I just love spring practice. There's something about it, going through it. You see all the number changes, the new additions, the transfers, the freshmen, everybody that's there. It just gives you that little taste of Buckeye football before we get to the summer, which we all need.
Yeah, I can't wait. I got to go check some practice out. Problem is, they practice on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and I'll be having to drive to Cleveland those days. But they're going to have some Saturday showings. I'm going to have to go over there and watch a little. Saturday's probably the best anyway because them be the scrimmage days. So I'm going to go check something out.
Yeah, it's going to be fun, and before you know it, the spring game will be here. And that's always a big event right down here in Columbus. All right, big game in the NBA a little bit ago. And go figure what happened. Luka goes off for 50 last night. But it all started with Bam Adebayo in a very, I think, scoring the second most points in a game in NBA history was so controversial, but it is. We'll get to the morning breath. We'll get our discussions on that coming up. It is T-Bone and Tyvis right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning and happy Friday. Some great news for our friends. If you live on the north side of Columbus, just north of Worthington, we have a portion of 23 that has officially been reopened in both directions. Basically, it was happening from Northwoods Boulevard to Lizelle Road because of some utility emergency repairs, according to first responders. This all happened yesterday afternoon after a construction crew out there accidentally hits a gas line in that area, caused over 10 hours of work to be done. That road was closed for a little bit, though right now for your Friday is officially back open. I'm 10 TV's Brina Albizu with your fan traffic.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. Tired of snoring? Dr. Mark Levy can help with a custom mouthpiece that opens your airway and stops the snoring. No mask, no noise. Call 1-800-MORE-SLEEP or visit sleepbettercolumbus.com today. Stop snoring. Sleep better. Live better.
President Trump has shown you are safer when strong leaders stand with law enforcement. That's why, as governor, Vivek Ramaswamy will partner with police to uphold our laws, keep dangerous criminals behind bars, and protect your family. Law enforcement knows Vivek has their back. That's why 65 Ohio sheriffs endorsed him, including Sheriff Stephen Lavorchek.
Safe streets don't just happen. They happen when criminals know tough leaders are in charge. Ohio law enforcement supports Vivek Ramaswamy because, like President Trump, Vivek supports us. Vivek will empower police to arrest violent criminals quickly and decisively, putting trained resource officers in every school and restoring law and order statewide, so our families feel secure in our homes and communities. Vivek's proudly endorsed by President Trump and Ohio law enforcement. Join us in supporting Vivek Ramaswamy.
Lower costs, bigger paychecks, better schools. Vivek Ramaswamy for governor.
Paid for by Vivek Ramaswamy and Rob McCauley for Ohio.
The open season Sportsman's Expo hits March 20th through 22nd at the Ohio Expo Center. See Twiggy the water skiing squirrel. Shop hundreds of exhibitors and much more with Toyota, the official truck, and Tacticam, the official cell camera. Get discounted tickets now at openseasonsportsmansexpo.com.
Oh, what? Just cleared that drain last week.
At the Waterworks, we mean clean, which means we don't just clear your drain, we actually clean it. Get your drains good as new with the Waterworks. Better care, better value, better results.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. Let me ask you something. When's the last time a contractor did exactly what they said they would? On time, on budget, didn't give you any surprises at the end. With Baths R Us, there are no surprises. These folks started in Ohio and grew by word of mouth because they do it right the first time. On time, on budget. And here's the difference with Baths R Us. They have local crews, never subcontracted. The people who show up to your door, they're trained Baths R Us employees. They aren't just some random crew that got hired last week and has no idea what they're doing in your home. Whether you need a safer bathroom to stay independent or you just want a space you're proud of, Baths R Us builds it to last. That's Baths R Us. Call today and see what it's like to work with people who actually keep their promises. 380-225-BATH. That's to call Baths R Us and deal with a company that started right here in Ohio and grew by word of mouth. Because they treat people right. They do what they say they're going to do. 380-225-BATH to call Baths R Us. Baths R Us. Bathrooms you can trust. Call now. Hey, it's T-Bone again. Listen up. Sleep apnea doesn't have to rule your nights. Dr. Mark Levy's been treating snoring and sleep apnea for over 15 years with proven results. And now he has an office in Marysville. Call 1-800-MORE-SLEEP or go to sleepbettercolumbus.com. Stop snoring, sleep better, live better.
2 hours ago, Kyle arrived at the bar.
Hey, what's everyone drinking?
30 minutes ago, Kyle got his friends another round of drinks.
Cheers!
5 minutes ago, Kyle decided to drive home drunk. A minute ago,
a law enforcement officer pulled up behind Kyle.
Sir, have you been drinking tonight?
A chain of events that began 2 hours ago is about to change Kyle's whole world. Drive sober or get pulled over. Paid for by NHTSA.
Some foot issues just can't be fixed by those expensive shoe stores or shoe inserts. A foot exam from a doctor of podiatric medicine, who is the medical expert in foot and ankle care, may give solutions after doing a complete foot examination. If you suffer from foot, heel, or ankle pain, let us help you find a member of the Ohio Foot and Ankle Medical Association so you know you are being treated by the very best.
For more information or to find a member of the Ohio Foot and Ankle Medical Association near you, visit ohiofoot.org.
Join our resident gambling degenerates Steve Biddle and Scotty Vegas for On the Money, Sunday mornings at 9.
Presented by the Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino Columbus. Must be 21. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-589-9966.
The Fan. Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Happy Friday, everyone. We could see a stray rain or snow shower this morning, otherwise mostly cloudy and chilly with temperatures in the mid to upper 30s and gusty winds. The winds will continue to increase as we go throughout the day today, as we do have wind alerts in place. We'll see gradual clearing throughout the day and mild with temperatures soaring in the mid to upper 50s. Partly cloudy tonight, still breezy with lows around freezing. For The Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfalo with the 10 Weather Impact Forecast.
Catch the latest from the world of Ohio State athletics. Weeknights at 6 on the Buckeye Show. New special guests in everything scarlet and gray. The Fan. Sometimes it's better if people just shut up. Shut up! It's time for Morning Breath.
So Bam Adebayo goes off, has a career night and an NBA history-defining night. And people are pissed off about it. It's T-Bone and Tyvis. Matt Fontaine in for T-Bone this morning. Tyvis Powell right alongside as well. So let's get to it. Here's Mad Dog on Sirius XM. Chris Mad Dog Russo. After Tuesday night, Bam Adebayo scores 83 points, the second highest point total in NBA history. He passes a legend in Kobe Bryant, and people don't like it. Here's Mad Dog.
I'm not bowing down. He took 43 shots. When David Thompson in 1978 scored 73, he was 28 of 38 from the field. When Doncic did it a few years ago, he was 25 of 38. Even Kobe only took 46 shots, and he made 28 of them. He took 43 shots, under 50%, which there's 9 guys, Wilt did it 5 times. There's 9 guys over 70. He's by far the worst shooting percentage.
So the whole idea behind this is he had all the free throws. The Heat were trying to get him the points, and they were found like the asterisk side of it is kind of crazy to me, Tyvis, because my gut reaction is the ball went through the hoop. Okay? The ball went through the hoop. Now, Wilt Chamberlain, you know how many threes he made when he scored his 100 points or when he scored his, 78 or 80 points? None, because there was no three-point arc. So are you going to knock Kobe because he hit threes? And then I heard Gordon Hayward this week. He was on ESPN's morning show, and he goes, it's a mockery because that's not what Bam does. Bam isn't a three-point shooter, and he hits some threes. That's not what he does. And I kind of sit here and I go, did he put the damn ball through the damn hoop or not?
What difference does it make?
That's what I'm saying.
This is the thing, and this is what's so funny about the whole thing, is that there is a kid that has not been born yet, right? Let's take my future son that's going to be born in June.
Tsunami Pow.
Whatever.
Yeah, I like it. That's not a bad name.
Well, y'all need to, don't jump into their shenanigans, okay? Don't feed into their shenanigans. But let's take, for this show's sake, let's take Tsunami Pow, right?
All right, let's take it.
Little Tsunami, little Sue. He going to grow up one day, and he's going to say, Dad, what's the top 3 scoring performances in the NBA? And I'm going to tell him Wilt had 100, Bam had 83, and Kobe had 81. That's going to be the end of the conversation.
Yeah.
They're not going to ask how many threes did he take or how many free throws did he make. That's irrelevant. He's not going to ask that question. He's only going to know that Bam is second of all time in single game performance scoring points. I don't know why people make it a big deal. The reason that it is a big deal is because Kobe is beloved and
Correct.
he passed Kobe.
Correct.
That is what this is all about. You don't want Kobe's name to be like lose a little of his legacy because it was so nice watching him score that 81 points. And now that he's gone and it was a tragedy and all of those things, now this is somebody passing Kobe. And it's like, when you hear Bam Adebayo, it just doesn't roll off the tongue. You would think this is like Kevin Durant or LeBron James or Luka or something like that. The fact that it's Bam throws everybody off. But who cares?
That's what I'm saying.
The game is elevated. They went back and digged up all of Kobe's old tweets where Kobe was like, you should appreciate guys that come after you that's doing better. Like, that means the game is evolving. I don't understand why this is such a big deal. I really don't. Like, outside of the Kobe thing, like there's nothing wrong with Bam shooting 36 free throws.
I'm confused by this conversation. I saw a Bleacher Report article that ranked the most unethical 70-point performances in NBA. What unethical 70-point games? If you're getting up there, there's nothing unethical about it. And I know people are complaining about them fouling to try to get him. He had to get close to 80 for them to be in a situation to foul. It's not like he had 50 points and they started fouling to get him 33 more points. I really don't understand how people are writing this off as unimpressive.
Here's the reason why, guys. I'm going to tell you why. He is violating the club. And what I mean is, when you look at this list, it's Kobe and it's Wilt Chamberlain and David Robinson, and then you go, wait, who the hell's Bam Adebayo? You know, these are Hall of Famers. Now, here's the thing. Here's the list of players that have scored 70 points or more in an NBA game. I've got the list. Okay, Wilt did it like 10 times because he's, freaking Wilt Chamberlain. Kobe, Luka, Dame Lillard, Donovan Mitchell, David Robinson, Elgin Baylor, Joel Embiid, and Devin Booker. And then you add Bam. Like, I'm not trying to crap on Dame. I love Dame Lillard. Donovan Mitchell's in Cleveland. I love Devin Booker. Like, that's not some sanctity list, man. And here's the other thing, too. How many of these guys have done this within the last, 4 or 5 years? Bam, Luka, Dame, Donovan, Joel Embiid, Devin Booker, because this is how the game goes, man. They're scoring 140 a night. The pace is through the roof. Now, here's the other thing. That's not how Bam did it. Bam didn't score all these points by running up and down the court, right? He's a center. He shot a couple of threes. Okay, here we are. I'm with you guys. Like, I don't understand it. They don't like it. And Mad Dog doesn't like it. I want to start by saying this. I have a lot of respect for Mad Dog Russo. That's an old boomer, old guy sports talk radio type. Well, back in my day, when he was complaining about David Thompson, I think. When he goes, back in 1978 when they really played basketball. Like, all right, shut the hell up. All right, so what? The game has changed. It's evolved. Bam put the ball through the hoop, which is the number one point of the game. Stop it. You want to complain. Well, here's the thing, too, right? I was thinking about this a lot. What is, like, the equivalent in the other sports, right? Football is different because there's so many different sports. I was thinking a lot about baseball. What's one of the rarest things that you could do in baseball? Throw a perfect game, right?
Mm-hmm.
Dallas Braden threw a perfect game. Some rando guy on a Mother's Day game, he threw a perfect game. So what?
Hey, he parlayed that into a TV career, though.
Hey, he's doing well. Good for him. He's doing really well. Awesome. Oh, man, who was the guy, because it was against the Indians when it was 1 out and Jim Joyce screwed him over at first base?
Galarraga.
Yeah, Armando. Yeah, thank you.
Yes.
He almost had one. Is he Nolan Ryan? No. Is he Pedro? No. But he had one night, man. He had it. And the final thing I'll say on this, too, Bam is not some scrub. He's not some rear-end player. Like, Bam Adebayo is a good player. Is he a Hall of Famer? Probably is now. He's on Team USA.
Don't get
Add that to his credentials. Go ahead. The people getting so angry on this, I don't get it.
Is Bam a Hall of Fame player? That's a good. He said he is now.
Probably is now.
I said this yesterday. Add this to the list of Hall of Famers LeBron has beat in the NBA Finals. Bam Adebayo. Add him to the list.
Do you know Bam's actual first name? I have it up because I have his Wikipedia. Idris Femi Bam Adebayo is his name. I'm looking this up. He's a 3-time All-Star.
No.
He was on the first-team All-Defensive.
No. He's not a Hall of Famer. No.
Well, I was looking at this.
No.
This is,
you don't need to keep going. No.
No. This is what's going to get him. This is what's going to get him in. He's won 2 golds. Because remember, it's not the NBA Hall of Fame. It is the Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame. He's been on 2 Olympic gold medal teams. And probably going to be on a 3rd.
Matt, no. It's not happening.
Tyvis Mad Dog Powell over here.
No. I love Bam. He's in the Hall of really
Dude,
good.
they let everybody into the Basketball Hall of Fame. Everybody gets into that.
As true as that is, if you asking me, if this was the Hall of Fame of Tyvis Powell, no.
No, going back, you're so right about Mad Dog Matt. Like, he's the same dude that said that Bob Cousy was a better point guard than Kyrie Irving. Like,
he out of his mind.
Give me a break.
He's out of his mind.
Now, I want you guys to tread lightly because we're all going to get there one day. There's going to be a day.
No, I'm not.
I'm trying to fight it. I try to actively fight it.
But, like, there's a mystique and an aura around the players that not necessarily you grew up with, but even that you got to watch. What people fail to realize is that the game evolves. The game changes. If Bam Adebayo had been playing in the era of the Shaqs, and remember when the centers just dominated and it was all about Duncan and all about Shaq and all about the centers. Now, what? It's not even a 3-point. I know it is because everybody shoots threes. You went through an era where Steph Curry was the best player in basketball, right? Because he shot a lot of threes. What is the name of the game in basketball now? It is all about pace. It is all about run up and down that court as fast as you can and shoot, for most teams, as many threes as you can. I'm not knocking these guys for playing the game that is the one that is in front of them. And I know, again, Bam didn't put up 83 by shooting what he made 7 threes, I think.
I think it was 7 of 23 or something like that.
And he's not a 3-point shooter. I get it. But the other thing, he knew, like here's the other thing too. He knew what he was doing. Spo knew what he was. Spo admitted it. He goes, we knew that he was entering rarefied air. What are you going to do? You're going to hand him the ball every time you go down the court because this guy's a chance to do something special. And the game was not, correct me if I'm wrong, the game was not close, right? That game was
not anywhere near close.
That's what I'm saying. That's the other thing people are trying to knock him for because it felt like what? Stat padding, right? If that game was a 2-point game coming down the stretch.
They did foul his teammates. But he's on video.
I know.
Telling his teammates not to foul. They got a video of him saying, don't foul. Right. And they was fouling. So that is a thing, too.
Okay, and I will discredit my own point for a second from what I said earlier. What does that do for Bam? He got 83. Good for him. So what? You know, is that something that
he followed it up last night with 21 points. So
right.
There you go.
And then I saw that's the lowest point total following a 70-point game. I do not care.
Oh, God. Oh, my God. Holy cow. Discredited. That's it. Take it. Strike it from the right. Oh, my God. Holy cow. Oh, man. Good Lord. But then, of course, Luke added 50 because somebody else had a great tweet. They said every time there's been a 70-point performance, somebody else shows up like the next day or night with a 50-point performance. And sure as hell, here comes Luka to put up 50 on that. People don't like it because it was Bam. If it was
SGA,
completely different conversation.
People would be saying foul merchant. That's the only reason why he got it. If it was
Anthony Edwards, nobody would say a thing.
Probably.
Well,
if Luka did it, nobody would say nothing.
Well, and by the way, what happened too? SGA passed Wilt for another record the other night. Most 20-point straight games, right? And nobody is giving him credit for that. Why? I don't know. All right, speaking of basketball, big one today for Ohio State as they take on Michigan. We're going to head to Chicago. We're going to hear Adam Jardy live from the Big Ten Tournament. Joins us next.
Fan Traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey there, and welcome to your Friday. The wind's certainly picking up my traffic cams, especially downtown by that 670 and 315 area. Traffic, though, moving along just fine on this Friday. We are seeing repairs, though, way out in our northeast corner, passing New Albany, really just outside of Granville. It's on State Route 37, that eastbound direction, just passing Johnston Alexandria Road. That right lane is currently blocked. I'm 10 TV's Brina Albizu with your fan traffic.
The great thing about Atlas Butler is they do it all. Heating, cooling, plumbing. Look, I'm busy with work. I don't have time to wait around or deal with lots of people. One company, one call, and they do it all. Wonder if they'll clean out my inbox. Seriously, offer that service. Please.
Atlas Butler is at your service. Call 1-800-FURNACE.
Thinking about buying your first home? Now, with Third Federal, you can buy your first home and pay no PMI. Hi, I'm Mark Stefanski, Chairman and CEO of Third Federal. Private mortgage insurance, or PMI, can cost thousands of dollars over the life of your loan. And you may not realize PMI doesn't protect you. It only protects the lender in case of default. But at Third Federal, you can buy a home with just 5% down and no PMI. Plus, first-time home buyers get $750 off of closing costs. So if you're thinking about buying your first home, go for it and visit thirdfederal.com.
Even before you find a home, lock in 5.89%, APR 5.92% on a 30-year fixed-rate purchase mortgage. Visit thirdfederal.com or call 1-800-3RD-FED today. APR reflects 15% down for $350,000 loan amount. Rate requires automatic payment program and is subject to change. Restrictions apply. See conditions for closing cost coupon at thirdfederal.com/FTHB. Equal housing lender.
An encyclopedic knowledge of sports and other random things you may or may not care about.
I think I found my mentor.
Rockman and Ice.
Weekdays from noon to 3.
The Fan. Tyvis Powell is a legendary Buckeye. T-Bone loves to eat Buckeyes. You're listening to T-Bone and Tyvis.
I can't believe I'm saying I'm super excited for a college basketball game today. It's Ohio State. It's Michigan. I'm Matt Fontaine in for T-Bone, not a big college basketball fan. He is Tyvis Powell, bigger college basketball fan. And we are joined by a pretty big college basketball fan and reporter, Adam Jardy, joining us. He is live from Chicago as we're getting ready to go for Ohio State and Michigan today. Adam, that game yesterday, Bruce Thornton, obviously, slow start. They did everything they could to try to stop him. Do you think that's going to be the same game plan for Michigan today to try to get that second defender on Bruce and make someone else beat them today? And if so, who do you think that option is going to be for Ohio State?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's certainly part of it. I think that, if you're trying to figure out how you want to stop Ohio State, you probably start with Bruce Thornton and try to make things difficult for him. If they're able to put a lot of ball pressure and get the ball out of his hands, and I think, what really carried Ohio State in this game yesterday was certainly Bruce got going, especially in the second half, but Christoph Tilley had a monster first half. And I thought that the way that he was able to, handle Iowa's defense and prevent them from really devoting to Bruce all the time, then freed Bruce up to be more active in the second half. So, I think that's probably the natural counter is if they're really devoting extra guys to that backcourt, get Christoph Tilley in some slip screens and get him the ball in space, let him, make some plays, and then, that kind of frees things up for a lot of people. I thought his first half yesterday was absolutely critical for Ohio State.
And Adam, when you think about this matchup for Michigan, we talked a lot about the size of the Wolverines. Is it just going to obviously fall a lot on Tilley? Like, what do you think Ohio State can do to kind of negate some of that size from the Wolverines today?
Well, they got to make shots. This has got to be a game where Ohio State's going to have to hit a bunch of threes. They're going to have to, defend at a high level. They're going to have to rebound at a high level. Like all the sort of cliche things that you need to do against a team with a lot of size. It's a straight up tough matchup for anybody. I mean, this is a Michigan team that's 29-2 and has, lost one game in the Big Ten all year, won the league outright by 4 games. It's a tall task for anybody. I think they're going to have to make shots. It'll be interesting because Brandon Knoll is available to play, and he was an unused sub on the bench yesterday. Some of that was kind of matchup related, and I do wonder, a guy that's 6'8", 240, and has been in the college basketball for several years. Like, he brings you experience, size, some physicality. Could we see him for a couple of minutes today? And is that another option to put a little bit more heft out there to try to go against what Michigan can bring?
When you look at this team, Amari Bynum has been the guy that, as of lately, he's been, oh my goodness, I was like, this is what we've been missing. What factor does he play? And it's a tall order going up against this Wolverine team. You talked about the size and how tall those guys is. How is he still able to get his shots off and be able to be physical and go to the rim against a team like the Wolverines?
They're going to need him to, certainly. I think Amari, like this last month, really, and especially here during this winning streak that they're on, has just really taken another step, and you can see it. It's not just one part of his game. I feel like he's had a couple of games where he's hit multiple threes. His shooting stroke looks much improved. But certainly, the highlights have been the dunks. I mean, goodness, he has been really fun to watch. The best in-game dunker Ohio State's had in years. I mean, the comparison that comes to mind is Sam Thompson, maybe the last guy that dunked the ball with such force for Ohio State. So they're going to need some of that today for sure, and he's going to need to bring that size and that physicality and that mentality to get to the rim if they want to pull off this upset today. He'll be a big part of that.
Adam, one of the Achilles heels for this team has been the lack of production off the bench. Who is it? Obviously, Tyson Chapman didn't have a really good game as far as shooting the ball went yesterday. Can we get that? Can we get a Gabe Cupps, a Yagovin, Chapman, Colin White? Is there somebody that you believe can actually be a spark off the bench? Because we're probably going to need that today, too.
Well, Taysom has been the guy. And I know yesterday he didn't score. And yesterday I think Gabe Cupps had 3. And that was the only bench production they got. But, they've been getting consistently 7 to 10 points from Taysom here for a little while now. Ivan Yagovin has chipped in a couple of points, a couple of boards generally every night. He didn't play a lot yesterday, just the way the matchup kind of unfolded. It wasn't a good one for him. But I think really between Chapman and Yagovin, you're probably looking at hopefully 15 points and maybe 7 or 8 rebounds. And, if you get that, then you feel pretty good about your chances. So those are the two guys. And then I guess now you could add Brandon Knoll to that mix. If I have no idea what to expect from a guy who hasn't played since January 5th and has been out with a foot injury. But, if he can come in and if he can play 6 minutes and get you 2 buckets and 2 rebounds, you take that, especially when you're playing these events where you're hoping to play 4 games in 4 days, you need someone to help chip in a little bit in some limited minutes. And, he would be an option for that as well.
Talking with Adam Jardy, of course, Columbus Dispatch, beat writer for the Ohio State men's basketball side. Follow him on Twitter at Adam Jardy for all the insight out there in Chicago. Adam, I wanted to ask about kind of the overall state of the Buckeyes, where it seems like they're going to make the NCAA tournament, barring something really crazy or unforeseen. They're going to be in. Do you think that helps or hurts them as they go through this Big Ten tournament? Because it's not been that way, Adam, with this team in the past, where the last couple of years where it's nope, you want to make it, you had better go far in that Big Ten tournament, or you better win it. Do you think that helps or hurts that Ohio State's kind of playing with house money as they go through this?
Yeah, well, first off, they're in. They're in by a wide margin at this point. If we're talking tomorrow about how they're still playing here, then maybe they climb to a 7 seed at some point. They're in, they're clearly in, and that is different than what we've experienced in a while for Ohio State. And I do think that has an impact on this. I think it does enable them to play a little bit more freedom, a little bit more confidence, and you don't feel the weight of the world on your shoulders with every possession. And I thought Bruce Thornton had a really interesting quote when I talked to him in the locker room yesterday, where I was asking him, Iowa does end up getting a buzzer-beating three-pointer yesterday that they could have sent the game to overtime. And I said, what's going through your mind when that ball's going through the air? And he said, well, if it goes in, we're just going to overtime. He said, it feels a lot different when you're up 3 in that situation. And I thought, boy, that sums it all up right there. How different that feels compared to how many times this team has needed to fight, scratch and claw to get that last maybe attempt in the air, and it doesn't fall, and then you're dealing with a devastating loss. They're on the other side of that right now, and they're feeling pretty good about that. So certainly they're going into this game today, I would imagine, feeling confident, feeling loose. and not feeling any pressure. I mean, nobody expects them to win this game, and they don't need to win this game to get into the tournament. So you get a shot at your rival, in the tournament, chance to, send a little bit of a statement. You're playing, like you said, you're playing with house money right now, and I think we'll see some of that in how they play this game today.
Well, with this being the third time that they've seen him, I mean, you kind of know that opponent.
Yeah.
A guy that I want to talk to that could be a huge X factor in this game, who didn't play particularly well against Iowa, Devin Royal. Now, Devin Royal, he has had moments where he could score a lot of points, but on the rebounding side is where I think he can make the impact. Talk about what do you think his role is on this team and amongst that starting five, because I feel like it's switched throughout this season.
Yeah, it feels like Amari's maybe gotten a couple of the shots that maybe Devin had been getting. It doesn't seem like the perimeter game has quite been the same for Devin here the last couple of weeks. He took a couple of pretty hard shots yesterday. Like, guys collide with him. He went to the floor hard a couple of times, and I felt like maybe that impacted him a little bit. But you're right. That's a guy that, he's had some big games against Michigan in his career. I need to, between now and the start of the game, refresh some of the stats in my mind, but he has risen to the occasion against Michigan, I believe, at least once or twice in his career, and I think they're going to need a guy like that who is big, physical, tough, can score down low, can hit from the perimeter. I think maybe that's another X factor in this game. Like, if we're talking about Devin Royal hits 2 3-pointers in this game, that's maybe one of 3 or 4 little things to really keep an eye on that can help Ohio State spring the upset, because they need more from him than what they got yesterday.
Adam, really appreciate it. Enjoy the game today. It's going to be a lot of fun. Tournament action, always fun. Go follow him on Twitter at Adam Jardy. Really appreciate your time this morning.
Ohio State, Michigan on Friday the 13th. What could go wrong?
What could go wrong? What could go wrong, Adam? Nothing at all. And that, I think it helps Tyvis with the Buckeye upset there on Friday the 13th. A little bit of magic there for Ohio State. Reminder, 11 a.m. coverage starts here on The Fan for that noon tip for the Buckeyes and the Wolverines. We'll get it coming up. All right, Crosstalk, I got an interesting story I can't wait to tell you guys about. For the buzzer, it all comes your way next right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey there, and welcome to your Friday. The wind's certainly picking up my traffic cams, especially downtown by that 670 and 315 area. Traffic, though, moving along just fine on this Friday. We are seeing repairs, though, way out in our northeast corner, passing New Albany, really just outside of Granville. It's on State Route 37, that eastbound direction, just passing Johnston Alexandria Road. That right lane is currently blocked. I'm 10 TV's Brina Albizu with your fan traffic.
Winning isn't everything, but at Tim Hortons, every day's a chance to win when you play Roll Up to Win. Maybe it's a free coffee or donut, or a year's supply of fuel from Shell. That goes a long way. Maybe it's a Kobo e-reader, or up to $1,000 in Uber Eats gift cards, or even a VIP getaway to see Cirque du Soleil. Okay, not something you win every day. Roll Up to Win, only at Tim Hortons. No purchase necessary, 18 plus, ends March 22nd, 2026. Tim Hortons app required for digital game. Use the app to reveal digital rules. Game cups while supplies last. Offer a chance to win food and beverage prizes only. See official rules at rolluptowin.com.
Say goodbye to car care headaches with Carvenience from Hinderer Motor Company. This is Justin Hinderer. For only $49, we'll pick up your vehicle, leave you with a rental, and return it fully serviced and spotless. No more juggling your schedule or wasting hours at the shop. Carvenience lets you focus on what matters while we take care of all the rest, making life easier. Schedule your service today at HindererMotorCompany.com.
What's bigger than a three-pointer in a clutch play? Saving thousands on a new Lindsay Honda now.
Slam dunk a deal with 0% financing for 72 months on 2025 Honda Pilot and Ridgeline. If you're serious about saving big, now's the time. Want better MPG? Drive a new 2026 Civic Sport, just $199 a month. March is on during the Honda Spring Event. Time to score big.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference.
Visit lindsayhonda.com for details.
The long goodbye begins. A very special evening with Journey. Final Frontier Tour. March 16th, Nationwide Arena. Journey. Tickets are on sale now at journeymusic.com. Your chance to say goodbye to the songs that changed our lives. Journey. Final Frontier Tour.
At the American Lung Association, we're fighting for a day when we can all breathe easier. We're fighting for clear skies over every city and healthy lungs throughout the country. We're fighting to free millions of Americans from the addictive grip of tobacco and the devastating effects of lung disease. The American Lung Association isn't just fighting for air, we're fighting for all the things that make it worth breathing, and we can use your help. See what you can do at fightingforair.org.
Veterans and active duty service members, when your call to service ends, your mission doesn't have to. Go from GI to IT in just a few months at My Computer Career. Prepare for a high-demand career in cybersecurity, protecting people, systems, and institutions from real cyber threats. Cyber warriors are needed now. Will you answer the call? Go to mycomputercareer.edu/CWP to learn more. That's mycomputercareer.edu/CWP, an elite CompTIA certification partner. VA education benefits are available to those who qualify.
Hey, it's Common Man. And T-Bone.
And Timmy.
And Tyvis. Pizza Madness is here.
Oh, Pizza Madness, baby.
PizzaMadness.pizza on the interwebs. Vote now. It's brought to you by Billiards Plus.
Go vote, you stupid idiots.
The Fan Poll is sponsored by JT's Pizza and Pub, home of award-winning pizza and 32-ounce Yingling drafts for only $4. Tyvis hates Girl Scout cookies.
I hate it.
And little girls. And America.
I hate it, hate.
Seriously, Tyvis, what the hell?
Okay, whatever this is, I already hate it.
You're listening to T-Bone and Tyvis.
All right, my buzzer story is food-related, and it had to do with a court of law. We'll get to it in just a second. Welcome back. Matt Fontana in for T-Bone this morning. T-Bone and Tyvis. We bring in the great Bo Bishop. Bishop and Friends will take you up till our coverage today at 11 a.m. of Ohio State and Michigan. Bo, first off, very happy Friday the 13th. I don't know if you celebrate or if you're superstitious about it. Yeah.
I didn't even notice.
Yeah, and they said the last Friday the 13th we had in March was in 2020. We all know what happened back then. So, we'll see how that goes. We'll turn around. A nice Buckeye win, though. I would take that on like the crazy things happen on Friday the 13th. But Bo, it feels so good just to have relevant basketball games. The Buckeyes are back in the tournament. It's just so much fun.
It is. Most fun I've ever had covering anything was the 2012 run to the Final Four, all the way to the Final Four, because it's like a traveling carnival. You see the same people at every stop. So when you have a team that makes a run like that, it's just such a fun thing because you see so many familiar faces. You get to know everybody really well. So it's a ton of fun. I think they solidified themselves on the 8-9 line with the win yesterday. If they beat Michigan today, then I think maybe you could find yourself on the 7 line because of the way that they're playing, which would be amazing because then you could avoid the 1. And now maybe we could talk about doing some Sweet 16 stuff. But first, you got to take care of Michigan. But yeah, it's fun. They're playing their best basketball now, which is something that they've failed to do in recent years, and that's nice. And so I'm in for it. Let's see how long we can get this thing to go.
Bo, how dare they kick you off the air?
Dude, are you kidding me? Do you know that this is a true story? When in my first tenure at the Fan, Rothman and I agreed to a 1 to 3 show. It was a 1 to 3 show. So the Fan was national all the way until 1 o'clock. And they had me come in, and it was me and AR, and we were going to do a 1 to 3 show. And then right before it started, the then program director, who was an absolute dipstick, goes, yeah, we're going to go noon to 3. And I go, oh, okay, well, that's fine, but then there should be some compensation for the extra hour of effort. And he goes, oh, no. This is huge for you. It's just more time for you to talk. Come again? Excuse me? AR will verify all of this. What did you say? What? More time for me to talk. Yeah. So 2 hours today. It's like you get on the ship and then it's off before you even reach port.
I am in no way the status of Bo, but I used to get preempted for Kent State college basketball when they were not good. So, I mean, it happens to everybody. That's how it goes. You're doing it for a Big Ten tournament today. And I do think, Bo, it's like the turning of it. I'm not trying to get too far into the future, but like you mentioned, some of the teams of the past, like Ohio State should be one of those teams pushing for Final Fours and Sweet 16s. And I hope, and I really do believe Jake Diebler is the guy to get us back there.
Yeah, I mean, I think I remember I talked to, and Scooney's going to join us at 9:30.
Yeah, that's right. I saw it.
He said this to me for years ago, and I said, "What should Ohio State?" This is when Thad was at his apex and really was the golden era of Ohio State from, 06 through 13, 14, something like that. And I said, "What should Ohio State be?" And he goes, "Well, you're not blue blood. You're not Kansas, Carolina, Duke, Kentucky. You're not on that level. You're probably not on the Michigan State level, but you should be right below that." So that's a team that contends in the Big Ten every 4 or 5 years, contends for a Big Ten championship, consistently makes the tournament every year. Every 4 or 5 years makes an Elite Eight. And every once in a while, when you have a generational team, you get to the Final Four. And that's kind of what Ohio State basketball should be. It hasn't been that way for a very long time. We'll see. I believe in momentum, and I believe in program momentum, and I think that if they can get into the dance, if they beat Michigan today and get on that 7 line and find themselves against a 2 seed, just think about the differences. Go look at like bracketology and look at those top 4 seeds, what they're projected to be, and then look at the 2s. The 2s are gettable. The 1s are tricky, really, really tricky, and all tough matchups. So if that happens and all of a sudden we find ourselves into Sweet 16, that'd be pretty sweet.
Shifting gears, Bo, where are you at on Ty Simpson at 6? I seen he do some recruiting.
At 6?
Yeah, he's been doing some recruiting.
He loves Todd Monken.
Yeah.
Well, Todd Monken loves him. Him and his dad go back to the time at Southern Miss. So, there's some familiarity there. I don't know. I'm going to just acknowledge a blind spot for Ty Simpson. I watched Alabama play quite a bit this year. He was better earlier than he was later. Tyvis and Matt, as you guys know, a lot of his weapons left. So he still had Ryan Williams, but Ryan Williams had the drops. They couldn't run the ball. It's hard for me to know. The pedigree's great, but I hate quarterbacks with just 1 year of college football. There's just not a huge track record of 1-year starters who elevate and become great pros. If you think of, there's so many of them who have come, Mark Sanchez, Mitch Trubisky among. So I just wonder if, to me, I'm a little apprehensive about, certainly not at 6, but at 24, maybe you have a conversation about it. But I also have to acknowledge a blind spot when it comes to quarterbacks. Like I can't get up here and yell and say, oh, he's going to be a dude, because I've gotten a lot wrong on that. And I think a lot of people do. I think it's the hardest thing to do in sports. There is no sure thing. And look at Kyler. How many number 1 overalls are on their second team already? There's a ton of them that have been. So it's a really hard thing to do. So if Todd Monken believes in him and he wants to take him at 24, at 6, or whatever, if he believes a franchise quarterback, then God bless him.
I'm good.
I'm good too.
Well, you want tackles.
I'm out.
You want a whole team of tackles, Fontana. I saw
I
that.
do.
You're all jacked up about tackles.
All jacked up. Roe Freeling, and take them off. Flex one out to receiver. We'll do it all. Bo, we got it coming up. We appreciate your time. You mentioned Scooney Penn.
I want to leave you with this.
Yes.
I want you to tell me all of the AFC championships the Browns won when they had the best offensive line in football for the better part of a decade. All right, have a good day. See you guys.
We'll find the quarter.
Mic drop.
Mic drop. We'll find the quarterback one day. That's just what I keep telling myself. All right, click the buzzer.
Shove it down your throat.
It's time for the buzzer.
Sponsored by Logan AC and Heat Services. Feeling the chill? Call the experts at Logan Services now for hot deals on Train furnaces, including 0% APR for 60 months.
All right, this is one of the craziest stories I've ever read. Is that a New York federal judge threw out a case where a man was suing because of salsa. A German tourist, Feikel Mance, visited New York in 2024. He stopped at a taco shop, ordered a taco with a, quote, hefty portion of salsa, claiming that it then caused him serious physical, emotional, and gastrointestinal injuries, and claiming he is due $100,000 in damages from this taqueria that served him the taco. Now, thankfully, this judge is smart and dismissed said case. But this guy was out, Tyvis, for $100,000 because he ate some spicy salsa that gave him some tummy issues.
You know what? That tells me he needs to, if he worked that hard on job applications or his craft, he can get $100,000 pretty soon.
He said his tongue burned, his mouth hurt, and his face turned red. He tried to stop the burning by drinking a Coca-Cola and eating some ice cream.
Oh, well, that was milk.
Get
him some milk.
He said then had to go to his hotel, took medication for diarrhea, acid reflux, and stomach cramps, and almost had to go to the hospital. He didn't get his $100,000. Good for it. We're done. Bishop and Friends coming up next. Go Buckeyes! Get those Wolverines today. It's going to be a lot of fun to watch, boys. Always appreciate joining you. Bishop and Friends comes your way next.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey there, and welcome to your Friday. The wind's certainly picking up my traffic cams, especially downtown by that 670 and 315 area. Traffic, though, moving along just fine on this Friday. We are seeing repairs, though, way out in our northeast corner, passing New Albany, really just outside of Granville. It's on State Route 37, that eastbound direction, just passing Johnston Alexandria Road. That right lane is currently blocked. I'm 10 TV's Brina Albizu with your fan traffic.